Do you have to deal with poor battery life on your Android phone? I'm Taylor Martin, this is Pocket Now, and these are 5 easy habits to improve Android battery life. With the exception of tablets and a few different smartphone models, battery life on Android is widely accepted as rather poor. For many, a full day of use without needing a supplementary charge is a pipe dream created in the wake of hundreds of thousands of BlackBerry converts who took battery life for granted. Unfortunately, there's no magic trick to make your phone last days upon days on a single charge. Unless, of course, you're okay with cutting off data and leaving it in your pocket the whole time. But that defeats the purpose of having a smartphone. Your best bet is to adopt some simple habits that help curb battery drain throughout the day. The first of those habits should be learning to toggle settings and connections on as you need them. For example, flipping on Wi-Fi when you get home is probably second nature. But getting into the habit of turning it off as you walk out the door might save some battery. The same stands for Bluetooth, GPS, and even 4G. All of these connections sip at your battery throughout the day, and if you're not using them, you might as well turn them off. For those who don't want to have to remember, this is why applications like Tasker exist. Tasker is an automation application that allows users to program their phone to carry out tasks based on other interactions or statuses. For instance, I have my phone set up to toggle Wi-Fi off and Bluetooth on when I open Spotify, since that's how I listen to music in the car. I also have it set to turn on GPS and Wi-Fi when I open Maps, since both of these improve location services. But if you're not looking to spend hours programming simple profiles and tasks for your phone to follow through different use cases, simple widgets or paying the settings application a quick visit can accomplish the same thing, so long as your memory serves you well. One of the main causes of battery drain is the display, especially in most recent models with 5-inch or larger displays and a 1080p pixel resolution. Jacking the brightness up to 100% will likely result in you being able to watch your remaining charge disappear before your eyes. For most hours of the day, I keep my display set to auto brightness. This saves battery by adjusting the intensity of the brightness based on ambient lighting. Once the sun goes down, however, I drag the brightness slider all the way to the left, as low as it will go. It's also a good idea to keep the display timeout set to 1 minute or less. Sitting down your phone with its display left on will cause unnecessary power drain. Or, of course, you could simply remember to bump the power button before setting your phone down. Again, if this is something you can't remember to do, you can create a Tasker profile to adjust your screen's brightness based on time, location, and a host of other variables. Android typically does a great job of managing RAM and keeping tabs on things. It keeps performance up and kills off any unnecessary background processes. But sometimes applications get out of hand and they can take charge of your device. Even without opening an application, one could be taking up RAM in the background and, likewise, chewing through your battery. It's wise to keep an eye on your battery usage, which is a built-in function of Android. If an application you don't recall using has caused an alarming amount of battery drain, you can either force stop it or, if you don't need it, uninstall it. You can also install applications like Watchdog, which will monitor applications and notify you when one has gone rogue. Despite what you've been told, you don't really need to condition your battery, at least not that often. It's not a bad idea to let it drain all the way when you first get it, but it's not entirely necessary. There are no real side effects of not doing it. Those who say you should let your phone completely die, and likewise, those who say you should never let your phone's battery drain completely, are wrong. Most modern smartphones are powered by lithium-ion cells. To prolong the battery's lifespan, it's best to give your battery some exercise. Don't fall into a routine. Plug it up when it's almost dead. Next time, charge it when it's near 50%. Let it die completely from time to time. And don't be afraid to top off before you leave the house or office. No battery is going to last forever, but charging a lithium-ion battery exactly the same every time can negatively impact the longevity. So change it up often and don't leave it plugged in all the time. Lastly, and unfortunately, one of the greatest aspects of Android, the utility of its home screen, is also one of the many culprits to blame for battery drain. Widgets and live wallpapers can both be useful and look cool, but they can also drain battery. The more you have running on your home screens, the more drain you're likely going to see. There's no need to go off the deep end and delete everything off your home screen, but if you have widgets or icons you're not using, remove them from the home screen and simply rely on the app drawer to do its job. I, for one, have consolidated my home screen down to a single page with 2 simple widgets and a row of folders, my absolute bare minimum. These steps aren't going to make your phone last days on end, but it might be just enough to make your phone last throughout the day. So that's it for this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you like what you saw and subscribe to the channel. You can find us on your favorite social networks, Google+, Twitter, and Facebook at simply Pocket Now. I'm Taylor Martin, and I will see you next time.